Hello everyone, welcome to the class. Today our topic of discussion is Morgan. The full name of Morgan is Lewis Henry Morgan. I assume that everyone watched my first video, that is Introduction to Classical Evolution. So this topic is again connected to the basic theory of classical evolution. If any one of you not watched my first video of Introduction to Classical Evolution, please go and watch it so that you will get the clear picture of the topic. Okay, yeah, we will go into the topic. The full name of Morgan is Lewis Henry Morgan. H Morgan, the father of American anthropology, belongs to classical evolution school of thought. So we call Morgan as a father of American anthropology, new information, and he belongs to the classical evolution school of thought. Okay. See, if you will introduce Morgan in such a way, in the same manner, how I have mentioned here, it will be very good. Okay. Coming to publications of L.H. Morgan, he published three books. One is League of Iroquois, 1851. Iroquois of India. It is a community living in the America. So actually, this Iroquois of Indian adopted this L.H. Morgan. So while L.H. Morgan is living with these people, he written the book League of Iroquois. And the second one is System of Consanguinity and Affinity of Human Family. It is written in 1870. Okay. In this book, he will explain how the property is inherited to the next generation. In the next one is Ancient Society, 1877. Okay. In this theory, he will explain the evolution process. In League of Iroquois, he will explain the kinship terminologies and the kinship process. Okay. So in League of Iroquois, he will explain about kinship, the system of consanguinity and affinity of human family. He will explain about inheritance of the property and things like that, about the family majorly. And the third one, Ancient Society, he will explain the evolution process. Coming to Morgan evolutionary scheme of culture, he proposed that the culture evolves, society evolves from savagery to barbarism and barbarism to civilization. Okay. Again, he subcategorized savagery and barbarism into three each one. One is lower savagery, middle savagery, and upper savagery. Lower barbarism, middle barbarism, and upper barbarism. We'll discuss about this next slide. Okay. Coming to contributions of L.H. Morgan, same like Taylor, he explains that culture evolves in unilinear and sequential manner. We have thoroughly explained what is unilinear and what is sequential manner of evolution in my first class. That is Introduction to Classical Evolution. That's why I recommend everyone, if you haven't watched it, go and watch that first video. You will get the clear picture what is meant by unilinear and sequential manner. Okay. And the next point is same like Taylor, he proposed three stages of development of culture from savagery to barbarism to civilization. We have seen while we are studying about Taylor, we have seen he also proposed the same thing, that society or culture evolves from savagery to barbarism to civilization. But unlike Taylor, not like Taylor, he further divided each stage into substages denoted as lower, middle, and upper, and assigned each specific culture to each stage. So, except civilization, he again remaining two, that is barbarism and savagery. He subcategorized into lower, middle, and upper, but not civilization. You keep remember that. And again, what he did is that he specifically given he will read one culture and he will place that culture into any one of the stages. That is what he did. Assigned specific cultures to each stage means he will study one culture and he will give which stage at which stage that culture present. For example, if he will study about Indian culture, then he will say Indian culture may be present at the upper savagery or upper barbarism, something like that. If he'll study about Polynesian, maybe he will say middle savagery or middle barbarism or middle of anything like that. He will place the cultures into specific stages. That is what he did again. Okay. I will read the sentence. Like Taylor, he proposed three-stage development of culture from savagery to barbarism to civilization. But unlike Taylor, he further divided each stage into substages denoted as lower, middle, and upper, and assigned specific cultures to each stage. Good, right? For example, he placed most Australian and Polynesian in middle savagery. Okay, it's good to write the examples. And this is the most important point, the next one. Technological shift is a major difference from one stage to another stage. So each author says what is what is the difference from savagery to barbarism to civilization. According to the uh, Morgan, it is a technology. It is a technology that will differ from savagery, barbarism, and civilization. Uh, for example, take in savagery, he mean to say that in savagery period, people are majorly using um, food and gathering techniques and majorly using the small pot. Small pot in the sense like unburned pots. But coming to barbarism, the people are started using the burned things, burned pots, and they have started domestications of animals. So there is a shift in the technology. And coming to civilization, people started writing, and they invented the words or symbols. So with that, the Morgan explains that majorly the technology that differs from the stage one stage to another. That is most important point. And the next one is he also established a sequence for political organization, rules of inheritance of property. So actually, this is not that much important, but it will fetch you more marks when you will write it. So he also said that the political organizations are two types. One is political organizations with kinship, political organizations without kinship. So such types of classification are the sequence he established for the political organizations. And another one is that he gave the rules for the inheritance of property. In his second book that we have discussed in the previous slides, he given the rules of inheritance of property. During the study on Iroquois Indians, he developed a concept of kinship terminologies as classificator and descriptive. This is a one more very important point. During the study on Iroquois Indians, he developed a concept of kinship terminologies as classificator and descriptive. Whenever you will think of Morgan, you should immediately get the word kinship. This is the most famous work he did. Okay, he he worked on the kinship terminologies, and he said that he he divided the kinship terminologies into two types. One is classificatory kinship terminologies, and another one is descriptive kinship terminologies. About when we are discussing the topic of kinship, we will discuss thoroughly about what are this descriptive and classificatory. But as of now, you just make sure understand that Morgan given the kinship terminologies into a two type, but one is classificator, and another one is descriptive. That is more than. And he was the first to conduct field work that we have already studied. He was first to conduct field work because he stayed within the group of Iroquois Indians that we already know. So that's why he conducted the field work and used questionnaires. He asked the questions and get the answers. Okay. Coming to criticism, we all know that classical evolution used the comparative method for the study. It is one of the point I have mentioned in methods used in classical evolution in my first video. It is there. But even the Morgan belongs to the classical evolution. In his studies, there is no clear-cut application of comparative methods is happened. So that is one drawback. Because he studied the kinship terminologies of requires. He not compared that kinship terminologies with another group. He just studied, that's all. So that's why there is a lack of comparative study. And another one next point is characterization of contemporary cultures in historical stages also faulty. I have told you that he tried to place one culture into one stage. For example, he said that the Australian and Polynesian societies are placed in middle savagery, right? According to him, such types of placing one culture into one stage, he's not did it perfectly. With the, he's also not sure what is the based on what he's trying to place. So that is also went something wrong. The authors came after the Morgan not accepted the placing. And the next point is confusion between synchronic or diachronic reconstruction. The topic given by Morgan, not very sure whether it is a progressive study or regressive study, because he's subcategorized again. Uh, the topic itself, we are not sure. Even though the topic look good, we are not sure whether the topic is leading to progression or leading to uh, regression. That is what, not that much important point, but yeah, you can write it. Coming to conclusion, I have mentioned two conclusions here. You can write anyone, whichever you feel good for you. Otherwise, you can write your own conclusion also if you will write better than this. Okay. The first one is Morgan was true pioneer in the anthropology. His concept of kinship and fieldwork were considered integral even today. So he was a true pioneer. Because classical evolution itself is the first theory in the anthropology. So who will come in the classical evolution, all will become uh, pioneers in the anthropology. So he also one of the true pioneer. His concept of kinship and the fieldwork was considered integral even today. Yes, we are still using the concept of kinship given by the Morgan, and the fieldwork also. He only started the fieldwork, and the next generation continued it. He just followed the fieldwork which is started by the Morgan. That is one conclusion. The next one is Morgan's theories of kinship and evolution were important. Yes, they supported the conviction that materialistic factors, that is, economic and technological, are decisive in shaping the fate of humanity, which is the reality of even today. It says that technology is the major factor that is shaping the humanity, that is shaping the societies, that is shaping the stages of the development of the society, which is even the reality for today. If more technology is there, the society is developing more. Means the stage of development of the society is a higher level compared to the societies which is having the lower technology. So you can use any of these two conclusion, whichever you feel better. Yeah. I will give equal importance to the both. Yeah, that's all about Morgan. If you have any doubts, you can do mention in the comment section. If you like the session, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.